Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing, brothers?
What's going on, man?
You, man. So I was just letting y'all, man, do it, man. I'm over here with moms over here chilling. See what you got going on, man. You chilling? Okay. You ain't chilling? Yeah, man. D? D on there? Hey, Frankie and Johnny. Hey, sis. What's going on with you?
You sure
Can
sound
y'all hear
tired.
me?
You
Can
sound
y'all
tired.
hear me?
Yo,
Huh?
yo, yo, in a bottle of rum.
Yeah, man. See what's
This is
going
what it
on with
is.
this.
Ooh wee. Yeah, man, that work week. Hold up, man. We starting it off right here. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I say, man, I'm a pound over your mom. I'm gonna let you and Strick hold it down. Well, bro, Chris said,
Man, I don't know. Probably beat up. I know he had one of them days too. I had talked to him earlier. Starting off that week.
yeah, man. Well, y'all hold it down for me right quick, man. I'm just sitting there. Hold on. That might be him. Hold, let me see. There you go. Add to the stream. There he is.
Yo, what's up? What's up? I just got home, man.
Ooh wee.
Yeah, late day, man.
Great day.
It's what the
Yeah,
So you had a great day, Chris?
yeah. I had a great day, late day, great day. Ain't lying about that.
straight up, huh?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
How y'all brothers
That's
doing?
cool, that man. Man, we
Doing
making it, man. Shit,
I hear you, man. I hear you. Same here.
I had an
Yeah, man. Yeah,
interesting
Yeah.
man.
conversation with a 32
Huh?
year old. I had an interesting conversation with a 32-year-old female,
Uh huh.
and I was asking her what her thoughts were about traditional relationships.
Yeah.
Man, I about got my head cut off.
oh man, you making it
Oh,
seem like it just went left that quick.
what do you mean by traditional? Um, Literally went off. And I was like, wow. So as I'm talking to this individual, I'm realizing twice divorced, um,
Oh.
currently not in a relationship. Um, and I was explaining about some things that, say if a guy, doesn't like certain things, maybe he doesn't like you putting perm in your hair. I don't care nothing about that. I said, well, if your man don't like it, does it matter? She said, no, it doesn't matter. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow. And I just was amazed. I was like, so what he wants doesn't matter, but you want a man that what wants what you want. I guess that's what she was trying to tell me, and explain to me how I didn't have any wisdom to offer her. I was like,
Man,
you're right, I don't. I truly don't. Not one iota of information do I have to offer you
I
because you
wouldn't have had none either.
hear it if I told it to you. Once again, confirming my thoughts. Um, Man, we have some truly confused individuals, both men and women. But I can
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
attest to the women because those are the only ones I'm interested in. Um, but it was kind of baffling to be honest with you, you know. And it just so happened the individual's ex was at the house, and
Hmm.
I didn't know the individual's ex. I didn't know he was there. I just happened, just stopping by when they were friendly, and I left. I said, look, if you'd have told me you had some company, I wouldn't have came by. She said, my ex-husband ain't got no say in my household. And they was laying on the couch. I said, I'm
Dang.
thinking to myself, he probably didn't have any say so in your marriage either.
Nope.
Really, to be honest with you. So it brings me to the same scenario again. Man, what is going on?
You ain't lying there, bro.
What's going on, man?
That's I don't get that.
And just because you had a little bit longer than me, that don't mean you have more knowledge than me. And I went, you're right. I don't have it because I ain't got nothing to offer them. It was just amazing to hear those words coming out like, no, this is just about me.
Wow.
Just about me. Just about me.
They must got kids together.
They gotta have something, huh?
My theory is he was over there, so they must got kids together for him to be over there.
They got kids together, yeah.
Okay, because that's understandable, but she don't have company while her ex. That's wrong.
Well, I'm not that kind of company, mind you. I'm not like
okay.
Nothing like that. But it's just
okay.
Me. It's just appropriate, It's kind of inappropriate to make that kind of statement anyway. You saying that in front of his face just because you want to demean and demoralize him.
Wow, but I don't get that.
No,
that's something serious.
The problem is that they're misguided.
Yeah,
misguided. You can't tell me what a traditional is a curse word to you. But you can't tell me your role. Even if it's not traditional, you can't tell me your role in the relationship.
Man, the cold part about it is you got some of them, they just didn't grow up in that atmosphere. So they wouldn't know that role. They'll try to act it out.
But and think of the atmosphere that they were raised in. One without one man, without a man, maybe.
Right. Right.
And the perspective that was given was on one side, and that one side of perspective may have very well have been, kind of let's say, for lack of a better term, skewed. But I mean, what are you getting when you marrying or when you looking or what is this? Even for men though, what is our role? But the reality is, like I said, I'm not looking interested in men, but I'd like to know what's really going on because you can't find. Not in our age, of course, it's not like we're going looking for somebody married. And I'm not looking for somebody married again. But the thing is that what traditional values or what values do you bring to the table? Because you have a standard, you have a goal, you have a criteria for the man you want. So what do you bring to the table? And I'm not talking about finances because I don't know a man in here that cares about how much money that makes.
Nah.
I don't know a guy that cares how much money his woman makes at all.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
No, I don't even know a guy who cares how the woman I wanted to dress, decently. But is really concerned about how their women dress or how their hair look? Are you concerned about that? Are you concerned how much makeup your wife wears? See, all of these things we're not concerned with. We could care less about those things.
Nah. Well, I mean, I gotta say so. I want my wife to like.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go out there looking like you ain't got no sense. I'm not saying that.
You just saying that you don't like the women that be wearing all that caked up makeup.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
This is not on that. They do those things it appears for themselves or for others, but it's not for us. And if we say we don't care for it, then it doesn't matter. And that's just how I see things. It's just like the analogy we gave last week or the other week ago was like, hey, we know when we going out with our woman and she might be wearing something that might instigate somebody's mindset, right?
Yeah.
And we say something, and the likelihood is the response would be, well, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. And at the end of the day, you would hope she'd listen, but truly in our hearts, we know that it's very likely she may wear what she want to wear.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you got females like that. You got some females like that.
Because what it appears to be is the opinion of the view doesn't matter.
Mm.
And that's what I see. Now, like I said, I'm speaking for myself, but that's what I see.
I mean, I agree with you a little bit there with like women wearing, I mean, the makeup I get. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Some
Yeah,
men don't
you know,
want
there's
all that.
nothing
Some
wrong with
men want
enhancement.
natural. Some men want least. Some women want that. First of all, some men want their woman to know how to put on makeup too.
Of course. But see, that's the thing, the
But
difference
first,
between enhancement and reconstruction. If you put on
oh
makeup and you doing reconstruction and you don't look like that person, that's not makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
no,
I just say, you know, just smell like flowers, smell good.
Smell good, be sweet, be nice, right?
Yeah, yeah. Have your
Have my
toes
back.
done, clean toes, clean nails.
Yeah.
You know, pretty. You know,
Are you
whatever,
gonna
man.
tell me
I don't
she ain't
care
gotta
about
be
you.
she ain't gotta make 6 figures?
Nah, I don't
nah,
need that.
She ain't gotta have a
Nah,
nice whip?
nah.
no. Yeah, she can
I
be on the
ain't
bus and
nah.
catch an Uber.
She
He could
definitely
be
gotta wear
walking
some
on the
designer
bike.
clothes though, right?
See what?
Nah, we don't do that.
She don't gotta wear
I
damn.
want a woman that can live on the budget where she go to
Oh
them
wait.
Goodwills and
And
look good.
you see all of these things that I'm saying are things that women do, but who do they do them for?
Shit
You mean
themselves.
themselves to make them feel good, or they try to catch somebody.
You see there?
Want to show they got this bag. They showing their bags. You know, they fake bags.
They call it self care, but you know, it's that wheel where they throw it out there and see who gonna bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Because I'm pretty sure. Go ahead.
what is it? Is it like bait? Because you know when you throw bait into the sea, when you fishing, you know we really tricking your ass, right?
Yeah,
Right.
We,
True.
you
ain't
just
really
got
ain't no meal you gonna get when you get that bait.
you just gotta watch them. That's all it is. You just gotta know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
better know what you're doing.
Yeah. Because hey, I'm pretty sure Dewey ain't going up to no girl like, oh man, look at that bag she got. Man, she got a nice handbag.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we
Yeah,
can. We,
that's a Birkin. That's a
that's a
Birkin.
Birkin
Look,
boy. You know she got. Come on, man. If a dude with me and say something like that, I'm gonna look at you different. As some young
That she
folks say,
got a Birkin
I'm gonna
bag.
I'm gonna look at you different. Females talk like that. No man ever talk like. No man I know of.
that's the thing. I mean, and I'm stretching, but you know, it'd be different if what I was saying wasn't something that we perceive. Now, it may not
Nah.
be true, but if 4 of us perceive it, it's kind of, or at least 3 we know right now.
Yeah.
At least the odds are saying, you know, well, why is it that way? What we say truly doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Frankie and Johnny.
Hey, Frankie, Johnny.
Shout out to
Um,
Frankie and Johnny.
Johnny. Um, but with far as women concerned, what they want to do with it. I mean, I'll put it like this: my wife, we go out. She wear decent stuff. She wear stuff that depends on where we're going. You know, depends on where we're going. She dresses nice. She'll never wear anything revealing, nothing like crop tops or nothing like that. You know, But I mean, she does that. If it's something that is kind of, I'm like, hey, but I mean, me ain't gonna talk to a woman with a bag over her body. Men ain't gonna
Yeah,
care.
I'm
We don't
sorry, but
care,
you know
bro.
what? I would much rather see you at your natural state than something that's fabricated.
I
There
agree
you
with
go.
Strick.
I
I
mean,
agree with Strick. I
I
agree
agree
with
with
him
Strick too.
women
100%.
in jammers, which jammers and hair gowns and slippers at the barbershop. I mean, not barbershop, the gas station. Went, wow, she don't look bad. But I'm looking at her face, and I'm looking at her. Now, even if she doesn't matter what she's wearing, how she carrying herself. She might have been
There
in a
you go.
rush. Usually, women that we be interested in wouldn't be in pajamas when they going outside. But you never know. You never know.
True. You never know. You're right. Then I gotta hear what they. If when I was saying, I gotta hear what you're talking about, where your mind is. Spark a little conversation. The way if you come in me like, ugh, I'm like, okay, well, you ain't the one. But it's the way I approach her too. I guess
When you approach it,
the way I approach her, the way she come at me, I come at her. Cause I'm gonna look at her and go, oh wow, She look decent, you know. She come up here, you know. She might say, "Hey," you know. I mean, okay, wow, she's friendly. It's not a flirtatious hey. It's a hey, conversate,
Mm-hmm.
hey, keep moving.
Oh, everything ain't
You know.
flirtatious.
Yeah, you know the one that flirt on you, the one
Yeah.
you be on that aisle, you be somewhere and they just try to get your attention any kind of way. You know those type.
And they dangerous.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
avoid them. I'm on an aisle with a woman. I avoid. I go around the other aisle because I just me. Is it just me or y'all? But
Yeah, I
I'm
play
just
around the
saying.
fire.
He said,
Is she gonna pay for them groceries for me?
You gonna pay for the groceries? You gonna pay for the groceries?
I avoid it.
If she pay for the groceries, she might get a little play there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
man.
I'm gonna add more if I avoid it that way, but the more on there.
Oh, see, now you sound
And
like them.
they
Well, hey,
started it.
You
they
sound-
started it. They started the trend, man.
Man, I was in the store last night with a dude, and he had four little girls with him. He said, "Go on, get what you need, get what you want." And they get it, and at the end of it, we had the little corner store, and it was $50. You know, corner store $50 tab is a lot.
Ain't
He said,
lying.
"Yeah." He said, "Any of y'all got some money?" Little girl said, "Yeah, I got $20, but you buying this, and you gonna get more." I said, "Ain't this something? Look at this little girl, little girl." The little girl was just like,
Damn.
"I got money, but you ain't getting it."
Dang, that's harsh.
Where she get
That's
that
straight.
from?
That's straight.
Get that from though?
Mama saw mama do it.
Not all,
Huh?
not all.
She started music videos.
She saw the music video.
Nah. You gotta come from home.
More than likely, it's the
Yeah, you know,
environment.
monkey see, monkey do. I had one of my clients told me, check this out, Strict D. I had one of my clients told me, she probably like 48, 49. She told me, my mama told me, if you a woman, there's no such thing as being a woman and being broke.
If you say what I know you're getting ready to say,
Yeah,
Ah,
that's what she told me.
hey,
That's
you
what she
know,
told me.
I heard this before. Something about where your moneymaker is. I'm telling you, that's crazy. But I've heard that before. That women have heard. They told me that.
man, that stuff will sell before water.
I said, woo. And I said, well,
That's a crazy
you
concept.
got it. You got it. I said, you honest.
But that's
At
a
least you
crazy
honest.
concept, though, Chris. It's a crazy concept for you to even imply that to your child, for them to think something like that. But they do it.
And that usually come from a woman who was single. Mom was single. Mom, like, I got this, you know, da 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 da. And, you know, I ain't broke.
Mm-mm.
That's why the concept would come with the word friends. All my friends.
Mm.
And your friends got to give you some. I got sisters. So one of
I
my
got
sisters married,
six
one of my
sisters,
sisters
bro.
single. And trust me, I know.
I
I've
got,
seen it in my own two eyes.
bro. I seen it. I seen it. I swear I seen it. I got 6 sisters, man.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
You
Bro,
know what I'm
when
talking
I
about
tell
then.
you, I watched my sisters and I learned a lesson. I learned lessons that I was like, yo, y'all are as capable as men to do what they do,
Yeah.
and probably better at it.
More than likely.
You know, all I can say it was an education growing up with them. It made
Yeah.
me it made me aware of a few things. Obviously, not aware of everything because I'm twice divorced, but
Yeah.
so there
Well,
was
you're
some,
learning. You're learning.
yeah, I'm still learning, man. There was some secrets they didn't tell. They
Yeah,
didn't tell
because
me everything.
I don't get it, but hey, you know, I don't get it. Matter of fact, I think I was telling Shaq the other day, I asked my daughter them this question about, remember we had that question a while back about if you and a guy go on a date, who will pay for the meal? And I asked my daughter, if a guy pick you up and y'all go on a date, who will pay? And she said, well, I will split it. I'll pay for me, and he pay for him. But then I asked her friend later, he picked me up, he gotta pay. But I said, if y'all met up at the location, would you pay for yourself and he pay? And then one girl said, I'll pay for mine. He had to pay for me. My daughter still said, I'll split it. I guess I raised her right. But she was paying for a dude for a minute. So.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have no problem with paying for meals. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with that. Because I believe in the concept and chivalry and all of that. And then if you're gonna ask somebody out, you court and what have you, take some financial responsibility at the same time. But the thing is that is it based on his ability to provide financial stability? Is the relationship? If that's the case, then there's something wrong. You know, it can be that way on either side. But again, we're in the traditional aspect, or not even traditional. What is their role in the relationship?
Yeah.
Is it just financial? Is it emotional? Or should it be all the above? You know?
The above.
And the thing is that I think that once, oh man, I don't want to get cut. I think a lot of times what happens in our society, since the emphasis on equality is there's a misconception that we can't have equality without a standard role or an understanding in a relationship. You know, it's not like you can't be a successful anything, but yet still maintain the core values of what is meant in the vows that you keep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you start wanting to wear the pants, well, should I start wearing the dress? I mean, if you have that option, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I want that option, but I'm saying that option shouldn't, you know, I don't have a problem with a successful individual, regardless. But at the same time, once again, what do you bring to the table? Because it ain't looks. It's not a body, because all of that goes away. Same thing as it does with us.
Yep.
You know, is there commitment that goes beyond your initial interests? You know, so something to think about, I guess.
Ooh-wee.
Gee.
You bring somebody, huh?
No, what'd you say? What you gonna say?
I was gonna say if you're in a relationship, male or female, and you bring somebody from zero to hero, because it was a collective effort, y'all had a plan. You know what I'm saying? And the plan breaks. What happens?
Yeah.
What do you do? Where you at? Where y'all equally separate, or I mean, where's the division kept? Because you know y'all don't have the traditional values anymore. You know, so what happens?
You gotta work it out like adults.
Got to work it out like adults, right?
Yeah.
That's when you see the real side of that person.
But if you didn't
know
work
what
it
I'm
out
saying?
as adults when you were beforehand, what makes you going to do it after?
Yeah, that's true too. You're right. So therefore, at this point, all you can do is really control yourself.
Right. That's it.
You don't put yourself in that circle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, that's pretty much all you can do. Because I mean, anything else outside of that is gonna be feeding your anger, and man, that can, man,
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
kind of let the devil dance.
Yeah, the devil dance, right? You know, the devil has danced on my shoulder on a number of occasions.
Yeah, man, I get out there on that dance floor every now and again. No. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying though. Nah, you just gotta be able to control yourself. That's all. I mean, at that point, what else can you do?
Not really anything, bro.
Yeah,
Not anything.
that's what you call that storm. You can't control that storm. You can't control the other person. You can just control yourself.
Yep. That's true.
When you think you can control them, that's really when you lose. Because then they start, you know, acting out because you rubbing them the wrong way.
Crazy.
What?
True.
3 hours ago, heavily armed man arrested HBCU.
What?
Heavily armed man was arrested at HBCU in North Carolina.
Oh,
Ooh,
well,
what
heavily
he was
on.
arrested for?
White guy, black guy. Gotta be. Ooh, ain't
Well, at a HBCU, heavily armed dude, he was Caucasian.
he was?
Mm-hmm.
You surprised?
Wow.
Had enough small ammunition to start a war. He was arrested though.
Who was he finna go to war with?
A whole bunch of unarmed people.
That ain't no war.
Wow.
You a bully. You a
He was
demon.
out.
That is not a war.
Handguns,
And
shotguns, crossbows, machetes, stun guns, hatchets, knives,
Nah, man, get
yeah, he
out of
didn't have
here.
all that. He
blow
didn't have
darts,
all that.
brass knuckles, weapons. Yes, he did. He had all of that,
Come
man.
on.
Oh man,
Hell,
come
man, that
on.
dude need attention,
1,000
man.
rounds of ammunition. Man, it's
Something
Who
scary.
has
going
all
on.
that to go? Who? You can't even use all that. He
Nah,
don't think is North Carolina open carry
it don't matter. He's a coward.
Yeah, for real.
for
They
real. I
don't
know
even.
that. He need
Yeah,
attention,
for
man. That
real,
dude
for
got
real.
probably, he
That's
got probably
crazy.
needs
You
attention
need
to
all that.
go with all that. Come on, something wrong with
You
you,
need
bro.
all that. You a coward, bro.
Yeah,
You just a straight coward.
that's the that's the remake I learned. I say just make a joke, but that's
No, that's true.
true.
Oh, we
Right,
good.
boy, bro.
He's the type of dude I got in the law enforcement about. He's the precise individual I got in law enforcement about. An individual who's a bully and who's scared and who just feels the need to take his anger out on other people. You know, and too scared to face it himself. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It really
That's
is.
wild.
Yeah, man. That just happened, bro. What y'all feel about that? Nah, I ain't
Man,
gonna
hey,
You said what?
No, I gotta put a little mind, man. I ain't gonna do that to y'all. I was sitting there thinking about his my man that just got indicted.
I just,
Somebody's mic is messed up.
I mean, well, it's hatred. It's hatred. I think I was talking to Michelle about that. And Dion Dixon.
What you say?
I was telling them about that earlier today. They just
About what, buddy?
like I was mentioning that to him. I said I went camping and we was in this campground area, but this one lady would not speak to us. She would not speak to nobody. She would speak to her group, but her group would speak to her, but she wouldn't speak. And I was thinking like, maybe she can't talk. You know, maybe she, I don't know. I just kept thinking, but I was thinking, maybe she's don't, you know, I got to a point where she just don't like black people. It was a gay couple and an interracial couple. Maybe she was like, hey, I got two of them. I can't even, you know, but everybody else was talking, you know? But you know, some people just hate people for
no reason.
no
Was it
reason. I mean, you got something in you. But everybody like she from Arkansas. I'm like, yeah, you got racist people in Texas. Texas was the most people that went to the what's that thing in January 6th? I can't think of the name.
Oh,
Insurrection.
January 6th.
Nothing they never did. Huh?
January 6th. Synonymous with January 6th nowadays.
Yeah, I said, shoot, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it ain't nothing new. I mean, hey, they've been doing that for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just documenting on video this time.
And
you know, we can go back to Rosewood. We can go all back to all Tulsa and all that. But anyway, that's different. But he going to an HBCU with all that. And this what time it is over there?
Oh, this was 3 hours ago, so it was 4 o'clock.
Wow, he went. Well,
Wow.
Let's see what. No, my thing is, let's see what type of punishment he gets.
Well, he didn't hurt anybody, but he had a whole bunch of firearms. So I don't know. Our system is so screwed up nowadays. I don't know.
Man, I needed a good lawyer.
I don't think.
Probation. He get probation.
He gonna get probation. He gonna be right back out there again with them same guns.
$1 parole. Oh, he paroled only $1.
Yeah.
His bond, so his bond is only $1. Dang, bro, that's wild, man. I got a partner out there in North Carolina. I'm gonna ask him.
And what?
I got a partner out there in North Carolina.
Yeah, my brother's from North Carolina.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to him.
Actually,
Man. He likes it up there too.
He's a concealed carry instructor in yeah.
Oh shit! Well, if they carried it, they got guns on campus.
Yeah,
Wouldn't gonna go far.
But you know what? I remember I was in Killeen when one of the first mass shootings we had of our era.
Yeah.
And I was surprised back then that this guy didn't get killed because everybody carried. Hell, I carried off base when I was in the Army. You know, but he, you know, so having it is not always. That's why I would say everybody does not need to carry a firearm, man. I mean, like I said, I know cops should be carrying firearms. You know, just because you have the ability to doesn't mean you should. You know, because the mental capacity, man, it takes a lot, man, to be able to refrain from emotional instability when you are angry, you know, and refraining from hurting somebody because you have the ability to do so. You know, and that's something
I
that
can understand that.
You give, you know, the power of life and death to an individual who may not be able to control anger or emotional instability. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
I agree with that.
You know, so and that goes with law enforcement as well. I don't think that they should, you know, basically use a one-time psychological evaluation for law enforcement. I think that that's something that they should do on a semi-annual basis. You should have to go through a psychological evaluation because the job itself, you know, things happen, you know, and it has an effect on you. You know, we think time rule. That's like physical training. You know, once you get physical past the physical aspect, are you good for the next 20 years? No. Shouldn't work that way. Shouldn't work that way. As we can tell, you know.
Well, since you brought that up, I was watching something on Instagram, and they had this cop in California. I'm pretty sure you saw it. They said, "Do you have a hatred for black people?" He said, "Well, I grew up in Compton." That's all he said.
What that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It mean like the Latino community and the black community in LA it's been beefing. The Hispanic and blacks been beefing for decades.
I just posted something on Facebook about that, man. I just posted a brother. What's this brother's name? Nelson. And he was saying, you know, there is such a horrible thing that we are putting, you know, us brown against black. You know, you know, Ponce, Puerto Rico is the same thing as he said, something Alabama, you know, Negro is black and Merengue is black. And, you know, he just kept going on and on where we are arguing and fighting over stuff that we should never.
Truth.
We should never, because we are so close to one another in regards to our, you know, heritage. Shoot, come on.
But I always question people with that because people go, well, that's a Mexican dish. No, it's not. That's African. You know, a lot of the Mexican dishes are African dishes. It was just a trade they used back in the days.
I believe that.
Fried bananas, African. People think it's Mexican. But when you break it down to some people, oh no, my grandma did that. I say, nah, but how your grandma learn? How your grandma, how your grandma learn?
With that being said about food and culture, I mean, you know, I remember there was a big thing about, you know, how Asians learned to fry chicken from Vietnam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, from Korea. And they made such a big issue saying that they, you know, black people taught them that. Man, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's great history. Who really cares? I mean, but who really cares where the food? I mean, the origin of the food, though. Who really? What? I mean, they make such a significant aspect about it, but it's like whether they fly plantains in Mexico, or they fly plantains in Africa, or they fly plantains in China. Who cares?
But you gotta think, Strick, some people think, oh, that's my original. No, because if once a person know that the origin, a lot of people don't know that the origin of humankind came from Africa. So you're part of it, but people don't get it. People don't want to know. They don't want to know. It's like, oh, I don't care. I'm this. But no, everything. That's why everything is discovered in Africa, but people don't get it. People don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just true. People don't want to know. You got a lot of people. Don't want to know. I don't care. I don't care about what they said. Not about what the man said. Oh, it was an Asian scientist said the first blacks that reached Asia was black people. And he said that's kind of cool because we're all kind of in the same. He thought it was cool as a scientist. But you ask them fairly white looking Asian people, oh no, I'm Taiwan, I'm this, I'm that. No. My mother always told me that it's dark in every race.
Yes.
And I learned that from 6, 7, 8 years old, and I didn't know what she was talking about. My mom didn't have no encyclopedias growing up. She just knew. Mm-hmm. You saw it. You can see characteristics in like I went to a church with this one lady. She was white, but her hair was like very curly-ish, like almost biracialist. But she was white. She wasn't from Louisiana. She was from Houston, maybe. But she looked like a light-skinned black girl. But she was an older lady. And I go, And I looked at that, I really looked at that. I always look at stuff like that. That's just part of my DNA to see, because I always say like I said, everything come back to Africa as part as civilization is concerned. The first man, like the biblical part of it is the guy we look at Jesus is not really Jesus, and we argue about that back and forth.
Oh, well, it was predated. The picture that was used for Jesus was predated, if you look.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, well, hey, if I tell you this duck is that duck, it's a geese. I mean, it's just how people think. But I mean, as society, I thought that growing up, I thought that was Jesus. The picture till I started getting older and learning, I'm like, wow, that was just a painting of somebody's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But we got it in our houses. We got it on our phone.
You got it.
Because I read my Bible verse every day, and it showed the white imagery. I'm like, Then you can go with the Muslims and the Buddhists and people like that. Yeah. But okay, since you say you're spiritual, do you believe in one God?
Who? Me?
You? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that. Yeah. I believe we can call him anything we want, but it's still one God.
You can call him whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
I'm pasting the link on the board for Felipe Luciano, who was talking about the difference between, or how we are one and the same. It's just an interesting poem that he
Okay, I'll look it up.
No, I actually posted it on the link on the chat.
Okay, I will, because one of my friends follow. It's like how we got the Black Panther Party, Chicano Power, but it's like a Mexican movement that he follows. A lot of Mexican movement people and how they are.
I mean, because there's so many different Spanish-speaking nations outside of the Mexican Spanish-speaking nations.
Yeah, because he said basically they're like the Panthers. I guess they're like, don't lighten your hair, don't do this, keep your hair dark, keep traditionally Hispanic, And they always phrase and they always compare black and brown, and we are the same, but we're against each other in this world, but we are the same.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that there are very black, dark-skinned Hispanic-speaking people in Hispanic nations. On
Yeah.
every single one, the Negro is there is black people there. You know, and they don't speak English, and they ain't speaking African. You know, on every part of the continent of the world, almost outside of Russia, I believe. You know, and we are there. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, we was there before that. Yeah, we was there.
I don't know about the origin thereof, but maybe it didn't coast.
Yeah. Because my neighbors across the street, I could tell that the dad is dark. The mom is dark, the kid dark, but the other son's light. But he was dating a dark, like a very dark Cuban girl. And I think every girlfriend ever since has been dark. But they are from Colombia. She was Cuban, but they're from Colombia. But I can tell. I can look at the dad. I'm like, yeah. When he's in the summer, yeah, he get almost dark as me. I'm like, yeah. You know? But they only speak mostly Spanish. Because they believe that I am Spanish. I'm like, nah.
I am what?
I said, no.
You say no what?
No, I said, no, they say they're Spanish. I said, yeah, you are Spanish. You're Spanish, but you're also, I call you Afro-Latino.
Well, I mean, Spanish-speaking Afro-Latinas, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a double, I guess, Spanish-speaking and Afro-Latina, same thing. But, yeah, I mean, but that's even in the Philippines, the same thing. That's 85, that's Southeast Asia, brother. And they have tribes, the Negro tribe in the Philippines. Negro tribe actually is what it's called. And they are as dark as I am. If you ain't seen me lately, brother, I got a little melanin. A little bit.
Yeah, they don't get it. Some people don't get it. But I guess, but if you live in a bubble, and a lot of people do, they don't understand that.
Yeah, a lot of people do live in a bubble. They do.
Because you got some places in Mexico that, I mean, you got your light skin Spaniard. Well, I'm Spaniard. Well, yeah, you got rape and conquer. But you got rape. I always say that, right? You got your ancestors got rape and conquer. Because Spaniards, that's all they did was rape and conquer.
That's what conquerors do, though. It wasn't just the Spaniards.
That's what they do. And because you got that, but if you come from a village, say you come from a village that's all like that. They look white, speak Spanish, but they don't sound white. They say they're Mexican. But when they come to America, they don't blend into the white society because, hey,
those
better be with them and against them.
Well, those that are Anglo do.
Oh yeah, yes, yep. But then you got, what'd you say?
I said those that are Anglo have passed.
Oh yeah. We passed. What you talking about?
Yeah.
I know some still passing to this day.
Brother, I was just watching Adam Clayton Powell documentary yesterday.
Oh wow.
And Adam Clayton Powell, it's on YouTube. That's another good one.
Yeah.
And he was discussing how he would ride with the brothers, until they got to a certain point when he was going to college, and he would have to say, "Hey, man, I got to go on and play this role," because he was going to Colgate. So he had to play that role, and he did that for many years.
Dang.
And I always looked at it, because as a kid, I don't know if you ever seen that "What's That in Your Hand" speech. You probably don't know it, but Chris, I'm sure you do. What's That in Your Hand speech by Adam Clayton Powell?
I never heard that one.
If you get a chance, Google it. YouTube it. Adam Clayton Powell Jr.'s "What's That in Your Hand" speech.
Yeah,
and brother, let me tell you, as a kid, it inspired me, and I'm not a religious person like I told you, but it inspired me, and to this day, I listen to him speak, and the passion and conviction about it. He wasn't the perfect guy, but he was a guy who stood up for Harlem. And being that my family's origin was in Harlem, and my mom and dad court and what have you, I was always interested in the history of what transpired in Harlem. But take a look at that "What's That in Your Hand" speech, man.
I'm definitely gonna look at that.
He did a lot of things for the Black community during that time. Remember, he started boycotting before Martin Luther King was doing boycotting.
I know about that.
Right. He got Black bus drivers in the city buses before anything. He got the first Black male in the West Point. Okay. He did things that were far greater than what we had ever. When he ran for Congress, I don't know if you heard about the Pullman Porters.
Yeah.
Well, the Pullman Porter was run by a gentleman. I can't think of his name. His name slips my mind right now. But during a big speech they had, and they asked Adam Clayton Powell to speak, this gentleman was going to say he was running for the congressional seat. But instead, Adam Clayton Powell told him on the bomb that he was running for the seat, and he being a reverend of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Harlem, he had some pull, and that's how he got his seat. But interesting. But he passed. And when you look at him, you can tell why he passed.
Oh yeah. A lot of them did.
He passed heavy. When did
What's in my hand?
Yeah, what's that in my hand? What's that in your hand?
What's that in your okay? Because I'm into that. I always look at that. But you're right. A lot of them do pay. I mean, I met people. One dude told me a horrible story. He told me, and this was, remember when Katrina was coming around? He said, I got cousins that once Katrina happened, they went to California and went to New York and they passed. And I was like, for real? This what Katrina happened?
About 05, huh?
05. And he was telling me that. I was like, wow. Because I was like, wow, for real? I was like, yeah.
It's funny you mentioned it. When we somehow in the conversation, I started trying to figure out when slavery ended in South America. South America, actually, slavery wasn't abolished until the 1880s.
Yeah,
it was abolished in America in 1868. Although we had Jim Crow, but it still wasn't abolished in South America until the 1880s, till after that time period.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about that one. Many years afterwards, as far as 15 years after slavery ended in the United States, it was still going on in South America, correct? In countries within South America.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double-edged sword.
True.
Double-edged sword.
True that. I was just tripping because I was one of his passing. I'm like, y'all still got to. I don't get it. Like I said, I dip mine in so many flavors, but I just don't get it. I just don't get it, bro. We can talk about that all the time, but the dude who went on the campus, that dude was. I just want to know what his punishment's going to be. That's all. I want to know what type of punishment and who's going to come up. Was it Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson going to come out?
Well, it's going to be more of the question of what violations he made with regards to the arms that he had.
Yeah.
And what his criminal history is, if he has any, whether there'll be any significant punishment.
And mental, because they're going to put a mental.
That's what they should do. But, you just got to, they definitely going to have to lock him up, though.
Yeah.
Lock him up. But for how long, And with mental, it's all about, have you been reformed? At least it is with some. With us, it's not. We go to jail whether we're mental or not. And reforming is not part of the program.
No.
So we'll see what happens. It's just an unfortunate situation. That's true. I'm glad that nobody got killed.
Me too. But they said Tuesday.
I should open up questions for legal stuff. No, I don't do that.
But I can go with the politics of it too. This is because they said that Trump's supposed to be surrendering Tuesday. Remember they said that?
Yeah. But
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
It
could be a distraction. That's some distraction.
Well, he did that. He created a distraction. That's what he does.
Yeah.
This whole thing is, he's going to try and use it as some kind of martyrism situation. But,
oh, wow.
We'll see what happens. Huh?
He probably will. But then also we got to worry about the copycatters. As we say, it's always a copycatter. This is a stop mass shooting. The other mass shooting happened in Nashville.
Copycats no more. They make their own. These guys ain't copying. They doing what they want to do.
Well, you got some people say, well, he almost got on campus. I could probably get on campus.
Oh,
and then you thinking somebody just copying what he did. They could probably get on campus. I ain't gonna go at 4. I go 4 in the morning. I go, people think like that. You got somebody sitting in the shack, rubbing their guns and doing, thinking of shit, thinking of stuff.
They need to know that they got armed officers on campus nowadays.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, they do.
If your intention is to do something like that, understand you'll be dealt with. And if it's an intention, but back in the day, I just couldn't imagine. Like I was talking about what happened in Killeen. I couldn't imagine understand how this dude didn't get killed, because there are people out here that are carrying that will protect those that are, they're the good guys out there.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I was thinking, I said, you do got something, but I'm glad. I'm really glad. I just want to know what his punishment going to be. That's my thing. Like you said that first I was going to see how much guns they have and what he was doing. And they're going to say the mental thing. And then I just want to know if it's some stupid reason why, like, I don't want to hear it. It ain't no reason why you should be up there without them guns. No reason in the world. Your girlfriend left you, your mama, somebody died. Nah, ain't none of that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter your reasoning. It doesn't matter your reasoning. I mean, I know when
but they're gonna make it, but the news, like Malcolm said, the news, the media gonna make it something like that.
You think so? I don't know. I always hear people
they're gonna make it like, what's his reasoning for this?
Well, okay,
there's always a reasoning for this.
Chris, what do you classify as media? Because see, I don't classify organizations that put information out and not rescind it when they find out it's not correct. I don't classify those as media.
Yeah, okay. But see, that's what I'm saying. You said that way. I'm talking about just regular news. Like you say, you don't look at it, but I want to know what the reasoning is truly behind it. They're gonna say something just to be, quote unquote correct.
Does it matter what his reasoning is?
I need to know. I would like to know what possessed somebody to do it, because I don't wake up and go, I got guns, I'm going to do it. But I'm normal. I want to know what the reason. I'm
asking you that. Okay, if you know the reason, is it going to make you feel any better?
No, it's going to make me think about, no, it's not going to make me feel better, but it's got to be a reason for him to do it. It's got to be somebody, it's an action.
I only say that because the thing is that whether the media says the reason and it is the true reason or not isn't even relevant. The fact of the matter is that he did it. And there's nothing you can do to stop anyone from any reasoning that they have that commits mass murder, because there's no justification for it. You know what I'm saying? So when the media,
I get you there. I get you saying,
quote unquote media, and like I said, we have to be very careful in today's environment where there's so many streams of information, what we classify as media, because an individual that will put out, or an organization that will put out false information and not retract it when they find out it's false. That's not media. That's propaganda. You know what I'm saying? That's propaganda. That's not media. And we got to really, we can look at organizations like Fox News, for example.
Yeah. Oh.
Tucker Carlson said, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. This is entertainment. If people believe me, then I don't know why they would. But yet he puts it out as if it's journalism.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact of the matter is that we tend to, and I don't want to, because I wanted to be a journalist growing up at one point in time, because I like to write. But the thing is that I don't want to condemn all media for the sake of those that are putting out false information. Because the thing is that if we discern the media, that's the beginning of a totalitarian situation, because that's what Trump wants to do. Don't believe the media. Don't believe the media. Don't believe the media. You know what I'm saying? Because believe me, because I'm telling you the truth. The media is lying. The media is lying. The news is north, east, west, and south, brother. That's what it's about. That's what news means. It's coming from all directions. And you're going to have to discern what's reality and what's not. And still take confidence, but educate yourself. Not, it's like reading the Bible, man. If you don't read the Bible, but the Bible's told to you, you know the stories as it's told to you, but you don't read it, right? Now, I'm a firm believer in it either way it is. I'm not doing that. But what I am going to say is that if you don't educate yourself in any situation, I guarantee you can be given anything and you'll take it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You'll be given it, and that's the sad part about it. Hey, Leslie, that's the crazy part. We have to don't disband your thoughts about media and completion. I say Find an organization or a source of information that you find to be valid. And if you find that they don't say what's truthful, then obviously they're not, or they don't retract when they find out something's wrong. But we need to be informed, though. The worst thing is to not be informed because we're fearful of them. I hear people say, well, I don't listen to the news. I don't watch the news. I don't read the news. I don't do this. Well, why? Because if you're not informed, how can you take action or opinion on things that transpire? It's like saying, I don't like Trump, but I'm not going to vote. What? What are you talking about? What you mean? But it's against my religion. I don't vote. Well, then, you know what? Then your opinion doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. If you don't go out there and vote, I've been voting since I was 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I can legally vote, I cannot imagine the idea that people would not realize that there was a poll tax on Black people voting. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Pay to vote. And yet you say, I won't do it because of whatever, theological or whatever reasons you have. I think it's absurd because we denounce what everyone else has worked so hard to do. But that's
well, the young folks here was strict. What I learned from my nephew and them, they're in their close to 30s. They telling me, oh, it's already fixed. The election always. I'm not looking at the presidency. I'm looking at the local election. The local one affects you more than the presidency. The local election. Go and do the local one.
What's funny about the whole election fraud and this fixed thing? Each state has its own election process, right?
Yeah.
They have guidelines, but they have their own election process. There is no way to rig an entire election without rigging every single individual state. You understand what I'm saying? And each individual state has its own system. So to say that it's fixed that's the ignorance of social media that they've allowed to infiltrate their brains, and that's bad media, might I add, without research, without and recognizing your local government is important. Your local way of voting, find out what's going on, get involved, man. Don't you're gonna get involved though. No, you can't. It's like saying if you've never been a juror, if you've never voted, if you've never worked on a campaign, if you've never done those things are those, if you care, I'm not saying everybody got to work on a campaign. That's just for nuts like me. But the thing is that it's hard to sit there and complain or to denounce something when you're not fully informed about it, That's a problem.
That's true.
You're not fully informed. You lose out.
You got it. Because when my nephew told me that when Trump was calling his rigged, I was like, I don't believe that. I said, when my mother told me this when I was young, she said, you gonna vote. And I voted. Because she said, somebody died for you to vote. So she always preached that to me because we in the South. So I wanted to vote, and I wanted to vote more than I could. Now, when my kids was 18, I made them vote. I took videos of them vote.
I took my kids when they turned 18.
I thought it was the proudest thing for me to do. I'm like, besides you being born, you can vote.
Right.
That's free. That's
that was a great day when I took my daughter to go vote for her first time. It was awesome to me.
Man, it was a magical moment to us. We all took that. I'm voting because it's something. I'm more voting locally because now I got a friend of mine who's my next door neighbor growing up in South Park, Texas. She is now Carla Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
That's my neighbor. My best friend, one of my best friends grew up with sister. So I was like, wow, somebody I know.
Who is that again? Who did you say?
Carla Wyatt. She is the city controller.
Oh, okay.
Or something. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't look at it. I gotta look it up.
Hey, Sexy May, I see you welcoming Arrington, and I see Frankie and Johnny welcoming Arrington. I don't know if y'all realize it, but I'm Arrington.
What?
Yeah, I commented, and they were saying welcome to the live, but people don't know that my name is Arrington.
Yeah.
But I see she see that now. But yeah, something else, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right, because I mean, I'm more local, but I'm more national. We never skipped it. Even when I was doing my thing, whatever, I always voted. And my friend like, you going to vote? Like, yeah, man. I mean, a lot of my friends they didn't vote. They didn't want. I did. I was aware of the few. Me and my friends, we talked about that the other day. We're like, we always voted. We always worked and we always voted. Yep, that was our thing, man. We would look at some of us back in the day. We looked at simps. You know,
Looked at
we
what?
would look at sad. We would look at folks, brothers from the hood. They'd be like, oh man, you a simp. You going to vote? Like, nah, man, my right, it's free.
Yeah,
You
I've
know.
always. I mean, look, I was the one pro. You look during when we was trying to get Martin Luther King's birthday to be a holiday.
Yeah.
Man, I was trying to get everybody. Let's all quit. Look, we're cutting school and we going on a march. Shoot, I'm like, let's go. But we did it. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. It's been a pleasure, you guys. It's been the hour.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to follow up on some work. I got a new case that I'm working. So I am going to see y'all on Wednesday. And
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
I'm so grateful. They usually start with a prayer. And I'm not a openly praying man. But let's just say God be with everyone. And y'all be easy out there. Good night.
You too, my brother. Y'all have a good one. Night, everybody on the chat. Y'all have a good week.
See you Wednesday.
Keep putting your head up.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I guess everybody gone. Be careful, everyone. Have a good night. Sorry, I let the gentleman take over for me tonight. But we'll see you guys again on Wednesday, Lord's will. Blessings to all, and may God bless you all in all safety. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. God bless. Thank you, Frankie and Johnny, Sexy May, Leslie, Casey. Thank you, girl, you ladies, all. Right. Bye.